And here is my pack. And even though I don't have everything in it, you know what? It is heavy as hell. And I am officially on the trail. Here we are. We'll be looking for a campsite here in the next couple of hours. What we've got here is wild rose. And those petals are edible. Now this might be a giant patch of plantain. And it really does look like plantain. Which, by the way, can commonly be found in the city. Growing up to the concrete, or alongside the concrete like other plants. And we've got some dandelion here. We have red clover right here. Amongst an array of other flowers. Okay, we've got thistle. Thistle you boil. Tell the little pointers here are soft. And I saw other thistle about this size down by the river. These are most definitely not edible, but they are medicinal. And there's a couple videos on YouTube, we can learn more about that. These edible mushrooms are called boletes, and most of the mushrooms are not edible in the forest, and this is a boletes mushroom, and it is edible. And the maggots haven't gotten to it, or any other critters. Take a look at the roots here, and the stem, and underneath. So this is very edible. Goes good with a lot of things. I'm not really big into mushrooms myself, but this is good information to have. Take another look at the top. And there's one at my feet here. Let's take a look at that. And looking around me, I don't see any others. So these were just here by themselves.
Oh yeah.
And here we have the highly revered dandelion flower head. We've seen dandelion already, but we have not seen the flower head. And these are good to eat as they are, raw. I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll go ahead and... These I'm looking forward to being able to identify. I don't know if it's a daylily or something else, but they're really beautiful. They really stand out. I'm willing to bet my half silver dollar that these petals are edible. Let me know. Alright, I'm not sure on this one. We're going to have to identify this. At first I thought it could be lamb's quarter. It's not. It is something else. It's over here as well. Now this is, looks like a fern. And I'm not sure. It's flowering obviously, but I'm not sure what it is. But it's something to find out. Something to check out. And here we have another species to identify. Looks very vibrant, full of life. It's got character and personality. What's its name? Is it edible? You tell me. Now this is something mixed in here amongst all the... What is it? I'm not sure. It's about the size of clover, but not quite. This is a plant in abundance in Colorado, and it's called Oregon grape. Might have to take cover soon or get some rain gear. We've got some storm clouds coming in. It's starting to feel more and more like Oregon. More moisture here in Colorado, which is a state that's typically a lot drier, especially southern. And we've got this bad boy out. I haven't been in this tent for over a year, since I was in Stevenson, Washington. And it's still in decent enough shape. It's definitely a pre-season tent. One of my goals, though, is to come out here in the winter with winter gear and with a winter tent. I've never really had a good winter tent. Never have. I've always really wanted one. This is good for summer, but I'm definitely going to get to know this place by winter. One thing I want to say about glass containers. You'll notice there's two here. This is great for disinfecting your water. I just brought these for drinking and demonstrative purposes. Of course, glass can break, but glass or anything clear is really valuable in a survival situation when it comes to disinfecting your water. The water here is clean enough to drink, but it is good to let the sunlight hit it for 6 hours as a rule of thumb, and when it's partially cloudy, to let it sit for several days. So having a couple extra containers around in a survival situation would be a really good idea, and not just plastic bottles that leach BPA. Okay, we've got a successful test of the wind-up solar radio. Of course, it just went out on me. I have to wind it up some more, but oh, all right. So this is a combination solar wind-up, sun tap radio with a really annoying siren and strobe light and regular flashlight, AM, FM, and all weather. And so this is successful, and the antenna is not broken. Most of the solar-powered radios that I've owned have been pretty crappy. And I picked this one up at the Goodwill in Portland for $10. And here I am in Colorado, and it's being used where it should be used. And now that I've put my backpack away in the tent where it can be dry, I have the stuff that I'm going to be using outside by the fire. And most of this is stuff that won't be damaged by any rain. That may choose to start falling any minute or any time throughout the night. At some point, somebody took these logs and stacked these together, cabin style. You can see the nail sticking out right there. Interesting. Don't know how old it is. Who knows? Maybe this was a home at one point. It is a little close to the trail, but here it is from this angle. Now, this is a big rock that was here, and I'm thinking, in a survival situation, this flat rock could have some value for cooking. I actually have cooked steak on a rock before in a previous backpacking adventure, also in Colorado. Just to see it done, just to do it after I've seen it done in the book. But you look at this, and this is like, this has practical purposes. Here's another flat piece right here. And so, yeah, I'm thinking cooking, and I don't know, perhaps building. I have also discovered that when you put the radio on a rock, there's something about it that helps improve the signal. And that's just something I just noticed just now. So when in doubt, or when having trouble, put it on a rock. So the fire is really going now, and we've got the TP method, which is really highly effective, working out for us. Over here I've got some water that at some point will be boiling, and underneath it, as you can see, there's a flat rock, which came from the larger rock right next to the pond that you saw not too long ago. And we have our water starting to boil underneath our flat rock. And the mushrooms are being cooked now. When I'm done with this can of chili, it's going down the river, it's getting washed out, it's getting taken away from this camp. But for now, here we go. We've got our can opener here. And we're in. It's actually not too hard for me to just take a big knife and open cans up that way. Take care of the knife, don't worry. Now we have our can of chili open. And we've got our chili heating up on this hot flat stone next to the coals. Next to that we have the chili and the mushrooms simmering together. Alright, got the flashlight on here. Got a nice big old fat log on the fire. Got a lot done today. My feet are tired. Covered some edible plants. Drank some natural water from the river. Cooked. And it's just been a real fun adventure. All this within 50 miles of home. It's the morning after, and I have discovered that little backpacking stove that I probably bought for $10 or $15 years ago is no longer working. So I'm looking at getting a one-burner stove. You know, the more you camp, the more you become aware of what you need that's in your pack and some things that you need that you probably didn't bring. And then you have to manage the weight. So all that and more is just one big, giant adventure. Well, it's 8:30 in the morning, and I'm about to take off after a real windy night. But check it out, we finally found wild strawberries. Not only that, we found what will be a raspberry patch in probably 3 weeks' time on the little trail here, going from the parking lot into the campsite area. By the way, these strawberries are full of flavor. I've never tasted strawberries so densely packed with wonderful flavor. This is the superfood of the forest, which the animals spend lots of time eating, because I found a lot of these types of leaves, strawberry leaves. So there were berries at one point, but they're able to smell them and find them. And I'm sure eating those wild strawberries probably plays a huge role in their health. Here's another.
There's a big one.
We've got another right here. We've got some more down here. We've got another right here. We've got one right here. Okay, this is a huge mullein plant. Mullein has a lot of medicinal purposes. For dressing wounds, bandages. It may have some edible uses. Again, online you can find more information. This is merely demonstrating the identification of certain plants that are well known throughout the planet, throughout the country. Again, this is a closer look at mullein. It is flowering at this time. I really couldn't pick a better time to be documenting some of this. I also came across some stingy nettle. But this is more curly dock. I'm not sure exactly what this is. This is more prickly lettuce here. And this is edible when you, of course, boil or steam the greens. It's very bitter, and they're high in folic acid. The whole bunch of prickly lettuce, or thistle rather, all in through here, along with the first cacti that I have seen since I've been back. Here we are. Now, there are various kinds of thistles out there. Milk thistle being one of the most well-known edible thistles out there. But this is big. These are the biggest thistle plants I've ever seen. And you look at the flower heads here, I'm definitely going to look these up and see if these were used by either Native Americans or Europeans or any other group as a medicinal. And it's very likely that it was, knowing how many other medicinal plants are out here. So this plant likely has many, many purposes and applications.